We're well into stretch goal territory now, so let's talk about something I'm hoping to add more of. Light Realms. Dark Lord is very compatible with other role-playing games, especially that big one. You know, the 5th edition of the world's most litigious role-playing game. You can take traps, enemies, even entire adventures from that game, and with like 10 minutes of conversion to turn all the bad guys into good guys, run them in Dark Lord. If you want your party to conquer the realms devised by Ed Greenwood or Tracy Hickman, you can dust off some adventures taking place in those settings, take a few minutes to convert them, and be off to the evil races. But the game also ships with a couple of default light realms playable out of the box to get you started, all located in the completely non-copyright infringing Blade Coast. How many default light realms? Well, that depends on how many stretch goals we hit, but right now it's looking like at least 5. The Eidelbergs are part of the base game, so you'll be getting this one regardless of stretch goals. These are the vulnerable underbelly of the Blade Coast, a loose coalition of halfling towns and cities whose defenders, plucky though they may be, are all of 3 feet tall. The Dark Council will most likely begin their campaign of conquest here, amidst the gently rolling hills and bustling markets. It's heavier on treasure, lighter on heroes trying to destroy your buildings and reconquer your provinces, but do watch out for the Pug Knights, they're pretty feisty. Beyond the borders of the Halflingburgs are considerably more fearsome opponents, ones who are unlikely to take kindly to their smaller neighbors being picked on. To the north is the Skyreach Kingdom, ruled over by the Gold Dragon, Aromaz Kyrol, defended on the one hand by the Cavalier Order of the Shield, and on the other by the Wizardly Order of the Crystal. The defenders are numerous, skilled, and aggressive, but theirs is a wealthy kingdom, and Aromaz Kyrol's horde is well worth plundering, so go ahead, give them a poke. What could go wrong? Worst case scenario, Skyreach hasn't made a whole lot of friends with the local monster population. Maybe you can convince the local goblins and orcs to help you sack that keep on the borderlands. On the west coast lie a pair of city-states, the pirates and smugglers of Droxy, and the adventurer capital of the world, Lumitaz. The pirates of Droxy will try to steal your treasure, and the adventurers of Lumitaz will try to win glory by liberating your captured territories. Such nuisances must be dealt with before they grow out of control, especially since they're both home to all manner of so-called heroes. Every light realm tends to have a few heroes sprinkled around, but these places disgorge them at a steady pace to interfere with your plans until you finish biting through the outer layer of defenses to get at the chewy center of gold, jewels, and dead adventurers in the middle. Far to the east are the Glimfall Gnomes, magically inclined tinkerers who have set up a scavenging operation in the precursor ruins of the Badlands. They're not very aggressive, but leave them alone long enough and they'll bring ancient magical war machines to bear on you, more terrifying than anything the world has seen in 1,000 years. Maybe it's best to just attack the gnomes early, so you can refurbish those war machines yourself, ride huge walking castles into battle, and airdrop your troops into the field from the backs of massive mechanical dragonflies. The dwarves of the impregnable Citadel Grimreach reside in the Ransuer Mountains, with the valleys of the Edelbergs nestled in between their mighty ridges. Directly pummeling their gates down would be difficult, but they do have just stupendous amounts of treasure to plunder, so it might be worth it. To the south lies the high elven realm of the Eluivian Forest, where magical might is woven into the very land itself. The elves are fragile up close, so picking through the enchanted woods to clear out their inhabitants and lay claim to the power of those magic lands yourself would be profitable, if you can counter their own magical defenses. On the other hand, putting the forest to the torch would be easy and fun. These are the kinds of decisions that make rulership such a burden. The enemies arrayed against you are numerous, but if your Dark Council can manage to work together just long enough, you can conquer them all, one by one.